I'm Joy Hogue. I'm the Executive Director of Families as Allies. And on behalf of our board and our staff, I want to welcome all of you to our combined open house and community partnership celebration. And the open house has traditionally been where we talk about what we're going to do this year, and the community partnership celebration where we celebrate what we did in the past year. So tonight we're doing them all together virtually, and we're looking forward to doing both of those in person with all of you the next time they come around. Thank all of our staff for being here, and in a minute they'll be sharing some thoughts with you. But first, I want to thank some people who are very important to us. First of all, is all of you out there who partner with us. Thank you so much for your support of Families as Allies. And then we also want to thank our funding partners who make all of this work possible. We have a number of state agencies, foundations, and then different donors who have worked with us, some managed care organizations, and we thank all of them for their support and their commitment. We're especially thankful for some special donors who donated especially to make tonight possible. And it was really touching because these are people and groups that have been with us from the very beginning when we started both of these celebrations. So I'd like to say a special thank you to Hines Behavioral Health, to the Mississippi Psychiatric Association, to Dr. Linda West, and Dr. Howard Rawfork for donating to make tonight possible. And those of y'all who know me may realize that Dr. Howard Rawfork is my husband, and he surprised me by giving this donation to me as part of my birthday present this year. So I was very grateful for that. And we are really looking forward to our time with y'all tonight, with everyone tonight. And we also hope that you'll consider donating to the work we're doing at Families as Allies as you learn more about our work, what we have done, and what we plan to do. And the group that I want to say a special, special thank you to is all the families who are out there who are part of our organization and who we join with every day to make sure that our children have the same chance as anybody else's children to do the things that all children should be able to do and to succeed and reach their potential. And we're so grateful to you. And if you're a family out there wondering about us and wondering if you want to be a part of us, just know that we're here for you. And now I'm going to turn this over and let everyone on our staff introduce themselves. And the first thing we'll be talking about tonight is what meant the most to you in this past year. And those of you who are out there listening, you're welcome to comment too. So I'll just turn it over to you guys and let y'all share what meant the most to you this past year. And maybe we can go around the circle and you can start, Karina, and we'll go around and end with Nikki.
Okay, my name is Karina Price. I'm a family partner with Families as Allies. What meant the most to me this year was being able to train with other families and being able to collaborate with other organizations and supporting families in with the best of our abilities. And then working with you all is a great, 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 great pleasure.
Jackie.
Hi, I'm Jackie Taylor. I'm the office manager for Families as Allies. And I've really enjoyed this past year being able to meet lots of families through email and on the phone, be able to help them and assist in any way that we can. And I'm looking forward to continuing to do that. And also been enjoying learning and being more involved in the Hinds County MAP team that also helps families.
All right, Henry.
Hi, I'm Henry Moore, Director of Family Driven Practice here at Families as Allies, and also the Hinds County MAP Team Coordinator. What meant the most to me, coming out of being Zoom lagged. I got Zoom lag, and what meant the most is making things virtual. That was a challenge, and I think that's a big accomplishment, making things virtual. The second thing is Hinds County MAP Team. Our Hinds County MAP Team was a MAP Team of the quarter. So we're doing some good things, and I appreciate the people that are on that MAP team. It's like a big family in there.
And Katie, I know you may not have much to say about this past year because you've just been with us a few days, but would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Katie Parker. I'm currently getting my master's in social work through the University of Alabama, and I am an intern at Families as Allies.
And we're very glad you're here. Okay, Nikki.
Good evening. I'm Nikki Flippins, and I do contractual work with Families as Allies from time to time when things are when there's any need for me to support families in any way, and that goes hand in hand with what I'm most grateful for. Any opportunity that comes up where I am able to share important information with families that can then help them find the best ways to support themselves and their children. I always enjoy doing that. And as Karina also mentioned, I also very much enjoy interacting and staying in touch with everyone associated with Families as Allies, because we are a family, and that allows me to get the support that I still need as a parent raising children with various challenges, and that's always a bonus for me.
Okay. And I'll just say, I think, and I'm cheating a little bit because I'm putting several things together, but I think what meant the most to me this past year is we had so many chances to just help the system of care for children in Mississippi be stronger. Getting the Interagency Coordinating Council going again was great, and seeing how the MAP teams are flourishing, getting more information out to families about wraparound and how that can be a support to them. There were just a lot of really good opportunities, and I'm so grateful for those opportunities, and then also all the people that we had the chance to do those opportunities with. And so now we're going to review and share with you some of the things that happened this past year, some of the very, very special people who helped make it all happen, and then talk a little bit about what we want to commit to you all and to families in the year going forward. And as y'all listen and watch, please feel free to share your comments, your suggestions, your feedback. And we look forward to learning more about what you think. And so now we'll learn more about what happened this past year. Every year, as part of our community partnership celebration, we share with you an impact report highlighting some of the things that happened in the year that just ended. We want to start by reminding you who we are at Families as Allies, so that you can hold us accountable for what we've committed to being. We're the only statewide organization in Mississippi run by and for families of children with behavioral health challenges. As families, we support each other, and then we work together to make things better for our children. And these are the things we believe about families, all families. We know and we believe that families know their children better than anyone. We believe that families, not us, not anyone else, are their children's strongest advocates. So when you encourage, we love it when you encourage families to call here, but please, when you do, remind them what we really are. We're families in their shoes who believe in them and are here to support them, and we will advocate with them to get what they want for their child. We do not advocate for families. And we also believe that systems should follow laws and policies about families and children's rights. We want to remind you that we committed to you this time last year to do these things in 2021. To develop and implement a way to provide technical assistance to providers working with families who call us for help. And we're so glad they do. And we wanted to make sure we're being responsive. In partnership with other organizations, we committed to making sure that when there's reform at the system level, that it always includes people receiving services and their families. And we also wanted to identify and implement ways to better support families in the child welfare and juvenile justice systems. So now we're going to just highlight some of the things that happened this past year and see how we did on our commitments to you. We have 3 pillars of support, and the most fundamental thing that we support is families. We are families here for other families. So these are some of the highlights of what happened in our support with families. We developed a training series to help families understand the procedural safeguards, that confusing book you're given every time at an IEP meeting, to better understand that and know how you can use that as your book of rights about your child's journey in their education. And this was very exciting. We received funding to provide parent-to-parent support in the youth court system, which also serves families in the child welfare system. So we were able to meet that goal that we had. And then we launched virtual parent cafes and drop-in bring your IEP sessions, and any family is welcome to come to either of those. We also, as COVID continued on and sometimes felt like it was never going to go away, we produced a video on vaccine hesitancy, not to put any pressure on families, but to just look at how can our relationships and being there for each other help all of us deal with the questions we have about the vaccine. We also support community. And in that role, this past year, we expanded what we're doing with parent peer support training, both within the mental health system, and we thank the Department of Mental Health for that, and beyond the mental health system, like working with families of children with special health care needs, in partnership with the Mississippi State Department of Health, expanding our youth court parent-to-parent support, thanks to the generous support of United Healthcare, and just other opportunities that presented along the way. We also produced a video about the Hinds County MAP team to help people understand what a Making a Plan team is. That is a team that is there for you to help you if your child's at risk for coming out of the home. And then we implemented some evaluation measures to see how's the team doing that we're supporting. And is it going in the direction that families think that it most needs to go? We also developed a system to track those calls from the professionals who call us, who are working with families and looking at their reasons for requesting assistance from us. This was no big surprise, but one of the biggest reasons providers call us, just like families, is to get help with those education issues. And we really, really appreciate those of you who called us and how open you were to learning about how you could help the family you were calling about, and also families in general. Our last pillar of support is positive change. We support positive change in the state. And these are some highlights of what we were able to do in that area this past year. In partnership with the Department of Mental Health, we helped reestablish the Interagency Coordinating Council for Children and Youth, which is a lot of words, but a really important committee that is in state law to oversee the system of care for children's mental health. It had not met in a number of years, and it started meeting this past year. And we thank all of our state partners for helping us work together to get that done. We also worked with a number of the state systems, mostly the Division of Medicaid and the Mississippi Department of Mental Health, and then the Mississippi Wraparound Institute, to support families in understanding how wraparound is meant to help them. Wraparound is the care coordination model that's in Mississippi state law. And what that means is if you have a child who has a lot of challenges, who needs the support of more than one system due to their mental health challenges, and might be at risk for coming out of the home because their challenges are so significant, they might be at risk for going to youth court or to a psychiatric residential treatment facility or acute care. Wraparound is a care coordination model where someone works with you to look at all of the services that could possibly be available to your child from anyone, from any provider, and helps you figure out what would most help you and your family, and who else do you want at the table? What kind of informal support do you need? Who else would you like to be involved who's important to your family? So that's what the law says should be available to families. So we worked with all those groups to look at how we get closer to making sure, first of all, every family knows that, and then that how can every family get that every family who wants that. We also continue to expand our leadership training, and we increase the number of families on multiple decision-making committees, like the Special Education Advisory Panel, the Mental Health Planning Council, the ICKY that got started going, and some of those other groups, and also looking at how we can better support MAP teams. So those are the things, our highlights from 2021. And then we also want to remind you what our core values are, because these guide all of our work. We value every child and family. If you're a family who identifies as having a child with a mental health challenge, we are here for you. You are welcome to be part of us. We will be your squad. We've got your back. We value excellence, we value partnership, and we value accountability. And one thing we do at this celebration every year is honor people or groups who during the last year really exemplified each of these core values in their work with us. And I am honored that we are getting ready to see the groups and people who won each of these awards for exemplifying our core values. Thank you. Okay, are we back on, Todd? All right. This is playing a little bit slowly, so we're getting that fixed, but we'll just stop and I'll ask everyone who's with me, did that make you think of any other things from this past year? Did that bring up any other memories from this past year, or anything that was really important to you? And also, if any of y'all can comment, I know that talked a little bit about MAP teams and wraparound, just maybe take a minute and explain what those things are. Do you want to explain what a MAP team is, Henry?
Sure. So MAP team, making a plan team, just picture this. A family with these community leaders, providers, anyone in the mental health field or healthcare, juvenile justice. You have this team of people coming up with a plan, okay? Coming up with a plan to keep the child in home and not in youth court or acute care, just using these supports to keep the child at home, okay? So it's like this think tank, and right there in the middle is a family saying that this is what I need. I think this is going to help my child stay in the home. And we come up with a plan, just to fit that family. So you have this system of care wrapped around this family so that this child can remain home. Also, if the child is discharging from acute care or a psychiatric residential treatment facility, or discharging from youth court, then the child has the same team of people, and may I say caring people, that's wrapped around so that child can ease back into the community and stay at home, be with the family where they belong. So I hope I pictured that, what really goes on, and it's a great group of people, but it's about that family. It's about what that family, what kind of supports, and the supports are very, very creative. That's why we have all these minds in there, and and I have there are 3 people on the MAP team right now that's on this call celebration, and just sharing ideas, and I guess the biggest thing is listening, really listening to that family, and some of the things they may say, they may be non-traditional. But that's why the MAP team is there, so we can be creative, so that child can be at home with the family.
Yeah, because that's always our goal, for a child to be able to stay at home with their family, and in a way that supports everyone, that child, that family, that everyone has what they need, so that kids can be with their families. All right, and that's a very good question. Terrence is asking, when would a family seek a MAP team versus wraparound? That's a very good question, Terrence. MAP teams are supposed to be the single point of entry for children who are having significant mental health challenges and need the support of more than one system. And what that means, there's MAP teams in each county, almost every county in Mississippi, that's a place that a family or anyone can contact and say, all these things are going on. We're afraid this child's going to come out of the home. We just need some help. That's the starting point. And then wraparound is a care coordination process, which is a fancy way of saying someone being able to sit down with that family once those, that need has been recognized and help them find whatever services and supports that child needs to be able to stay in their home and community. So the MAP team is kind of that initial entry point and meeting those immediate needs. And then for that ongoing care coordination, it would be wraparound. And different things can happen at different times, but that's the basic idea of it. And families are always welcome to call their MAP team to help figure out like when's the best, if it's the MAP team that can help them or another group or wrap around and help. The MAP team can help them find those people who can work with them. We had a few technical difficulties that we think we've resolved. And now we'd like to share with you, go ahead and share with you our award winners for this year for those people who have exemplified our core values this past year. So we're looking forward to seeing this.
Hi, my name is Emil Wilson, and I'm a board member for Families as Allies. I'm excited to introduce Mr. Taylor Vance to receive our Tessie Brunini Schweitzer Award for Accountability. Taylor Vance is a journalist, currently the government reporter for the Northeast Mississippi Daily Journal. In the past, he's worked for the
Okay, we are still having a few technical difficulties. I apologize. Sometimes that happens. So we're trying to get those fixed, and we should be have that video back up in just a minute. And while we're waiting, Karina, I know I said a little bit about wraparound, but you're kind of our, I won't put you on the spot as the expert, but you do a lot of training in wraparound. Is there anything else you want to share?
Wraparound is a very, very great process if it's done correctly, but you must include the families because families is the driving force of the care. And then they not only drive the force of the care of their children, but for the care of all children. And we have to be mindful that the voice of the family is very, very, very important. Wraparound is a team-based approach. And the family is a part of the team, and you must make the family feel like and let them know that they are a part of the team, because without the family, you cannot have a successful wraparound meeting, or you cannot have a successful anything, because it's all about the family.
Okay. And that's true. That phrase is all about the family.
Neil
We just
Wilson,
have to stick.
And I'm a board member for Families as
All right. And it looks like we're still getting some things fixed. I'd also like to ask y'all, we were going to do this at the end, but since we have a little pause here that we didn't know, and we're always good at being flexible, does anybody have any ideas as you think about the next year, what you're most hoping, either you guys or y'all out there in Facebook land, that you'd like to share about what you hope that we most accomplish in this coming year? Oh, and we're glad to see Lachelle with the National Federation of Families. Yes, there should be a MAP team in Holmes County. On our website, or there should be a MAP team that serves Holmes County, even if it's not right in Holmes County, but I actually think it is. On our website, there is a resource tab, and that resource tab has different categories. And under mental health, there's a book that's from the Department of Mental Health that tells all about their different services. Oh, thank you, Henry. And in there, I think it starts, does it start on page? Okay. All right. That's good. Y'all have it with you. You carry them wherever you go. I think it starts maybe on page 11. And it lists all the MAP teams, so you can contact your MAP team there. All right, I think we're ready to give it a try again. So we're going to try our awards one more time. Everybody cross your fingers that our sound and our video sync up. Okay, thanks, y'all.
Excited to introduce Mr. Taylor Vance to receive our Tessie Brunini Schweitzer Award for Accountability. Taylor Vance is a journalist, currently the government reporter for the Northeast Mississippi Daily Journal. In the past, he's worked for the Daily Mississippian and is a graduate of both Holmes Community College and the University of Mississippi. Families as Allies works hard to ensure government accountability, and Taylor's been a major part of that this year. Our work is guided by 4 core values: caring for every child and family, excellence, partnership, and accountability. We demand these things from both the system that serves our children and ourselves as family-run organization. Each year, we select 4 groups of people who have exemplified these values in the previous year, and we honor them at our celebration. Our core value of accountability is centered around the work of people like Taylor Vance. When we lost our much beloved founder, Tessie Schweitzer, in 2020, we talked to her family about the best way to honor her and continue her legacy. We quickly decided that the one thing Tessie would insist on is we all be accountable for the system of care for children being responsive and family-driven. That is why this award is named in her honor. Tessie was a tireless, amazing, and sometimes a bit outrageous in her advocacy. She got so much done, including getting legislation passed that is often talked about and researched in stories people like Taylor write. And Taylor, we're excited to give you this award for standing for accountability and shedding light on the things of government so that we can all hold them accountable.
Yes, thank you very much. It's an honor to receive this award. I am thankful for the work that Families as Allies does regularly, and it's really an honor to receive this. And I remember I had just filed a story, I think, about mental health and and I think maybe what statewide officials were saying about it while they were on the campaign trail. And this woman named Joy Hogue emailed me to let me know what she thought about what she thought about the story. And I thought, who in the world is this woman? I didn't even know that the story had published yet. And I think that just really began our working relationship, and that was really my introduction to Families as Allies. And since then, I've just enjoyed working with Families as Allies, and I couldn't really think of a greater honor than this award. And I know Families as Allies has continued to keep me informed and to help me stay on top of everything that is happening with our government and with the Mississippi Department of Mental Health, and just what has happened, what hasn't happened, what needs to happen. And I know I probably wouldn't be able to ask the right questions to people, and I wouldn't be aware of what's going on with the lawsuit against the state's mental health care right now if it hadn't been for Joy and Families as Allies and the work that they do. So I probably rambled on too long, but I just again am very honored to receive this award, and I hope that that my work can continue to lead to reforms and more and greater health care to families who have loved ones dealing with mental illness.
Taylor, thank you again for the work you've done and the work you're going to continue to do in holding everyone accountable and helping protect families who really need that support. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we congratulate Taylor. And I'm sure, I have a feeling he may not be the only person in the world who's ever thought, who is this woman named Joy Hogue calling me? But he was very gracious and open and listened. And it's been great working with him. And his reporting is really excellent. And I'm very touched that we are going to watch the award for valuing every child and family that was named after our dear board member, Helen Reddy Johnson. And so I think
Stacy Spieler, and I'm the president-elect of Families as Allies. Rob, I am delighted to share with you, on behalf of the members and board of Families as Allies, that you have been chosen to receive the Helen Reddy Johnson Memorial Award for valuing every child and family, one of the 4 core values that guides our work. We explain our core values on the walls of our office as a daily reminder of their importance. Valuing every child and family states, we will not judge or blame you, and we will stand with you if you feel judged or blamed by others. You exemplify this lack of judgment and blame every day in your work. We appreciate how inclusive and kind you are. Really do. You are receiving this award for your work through the Human Rights Campaign to include people with disabilities in hate crime legislation, and for your commitment to ensuring that LGBTQ youth receive the mental health and social support they need due to the discrimination they face. We appreciate how you've actively partnered with us on these issues and included us in your efforts. This award was named in memory of Helen Reddy Johnson, a woman who is very special to our organization. She was a much beloved board member who died far too soon. I know she would be thrilled that you are receiving this award. We are grateful for you, Rob. We are grateful for you and all that you and the Human Rights Campaign do. You make the world a better place, and we appreciate you sharing yourself with families and Families as Allies.
Thank you, Stacy. I'm honored. Thank you to Families as Allies and Allies for everything that you do and your partnership. Every time we make progress in Mississippi through a non-discrimination ordinance in communities around the state, or passing anti-bullying protections, or either in the progress we make on hate crimes, I think about the children and the families around our state who are impacted, who feel more valued and safer in our state, and get them the message that no matter their gender, no matter their ability, no matter their sexual orientation or gender identity, that they are valued and welcome and safe and deserve to be treated just like everybody else is treated. So thank you on behalf of the work that we do through the Human Rights Campaign in Mississippi, and for all of our members and volunteers who help, and all of our partners accept this award. And thank you so much for this recognition. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Rob.
Sorry, I was muted. I just want to say, listening to Rob, his voice is so kind. He's so caring. And I hope y'all could feel that just like we feel it in our work with him and all that he's doing for so many families and so many youth. And we're very grateful for our partnership with him. And now we're moving on to hear about our award for excellence. And it's presented, both the people who receive it and the person presenting it are very special to us.
Hi, I'm Nikki Flippins. I am a contract worker that works with Families as Allies, and I'm here presenting the Rusty Turner Memorial Award for Excellence to the National Wraparound Implementation Center. We have with us Kim Estep and Emily Bradshaw. We explain each of our core values on the walls of our office on a daily basis. It is a reminder to us of its importance Excellence states we hold ourselves to the highest standards in what we do. We expect the systems that serve our children to do the same. The National Wraparound Implementation Center is receiving this award due to its commitment to and national leadership on high fidelity wraparound and supporting us in helping explain wraparound and related policy issues in ways that make sense to and empower the families we serve. Your technical assistance and thoughtful answers to our questions have been invaluable in helping us make policies around wraparound understandable to our families. The award's name honors Rusty Turner, a labor attorney who exemplified Families as Allies' vision that all children can reach their potential and be successful. He donated many hours of legal work to Families as Allies to help our policies and procedures support the organization in the best way possible. He was very devoted to high standards and excellence. He was preparing to join our board when he died unexpectedly in 2014. I would like to also add on a personal note how important I feel like wraparound can be to families and individuals. It has been life-changing and supportive to my family as my children have received services based on wraparound several times across the years.
Thank you so much. This means more than you probably know because we've been partnering with Mississippi since 2009, actually. And I have family that live in Mississippi, so it's really personal for me. And so thank you so much for this unexpected and humbling award. And, when Joy first emailed me to let me know about this award, I was so surprised, happily surprised. And so thank you so much to the Mississippi Families as Allies Board and Joy for this incredible recognition. Honestly, at the end of the day, all of the really hard work is done by youth and their parents and families. And so NWIC is really honored to be partnering with such dedicated and committed families. And so while NWIC has a whole team behind it, Emily Bradshaw is the NWIC coach there in Mississippi and working on the ground. And I just want to also recognize her dedication and commitment to the success of Mississippi. And so thank you so much.
Emily, would you like to have a few words to say?
Sure. Thank you so much. The partnership with Families as Allies and all of the advocates in Mississippi is one of the things that we really value. And we just appreciate all of the hard work and dedication. And this acknowledgement is really humbling to everyone who works at NWIC because it truly comes from families, which is our motivation every day for families to have a voice in the care that they receive. So thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much again.
Okay. And congratulations to NWIC. And our next award, I just have to tell you a little something. And I'm going to let you know Karina is presenting this award. And I have to tell you a sweet story about Karina. She came back to the office one day after, I guess she came back online. We were Zooming after doing some work with this person who's getting the award. And she was talking about how wonderful it was and how wonderful this person is. And she said, if only, I just wish we had an award we could give her. And I said, Karina, we do. So anyway, that's what began what you're going to see next. So now is our partnership award.
My name is Karina Price. I'm a family partner with Families as Allies. Ms. Sheila Vance, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the Partnership Award. Each year, Families as Allies honors, recognizes the outstanding people and organizations that exemplify our 4 core values: every child and family, excellence, partnership, and accountability. Partnership states we will work in partnership with you and whoever you tell us it is important to your family. Sheila Vance, Community Counseling, the MAP Team Coordinator, receives this award for supporting and sharing our activities and trainings through the MAP teams and spreading the word across systems about leadership training. She is a tireless champion and a great partner.
Well, thank you, Karina Price. I want to thank you for the award on behalf of Community Council and Region 7. MAP team, I enjoy accepting this award, first of all, because without allies or any other stakeholder in this community, MAP team would not be where it's at. Family allies would not be where they are at today. We always got to help one another. Like I tell all my stakeholders, you cannot be great if your other teammate is not great. So we all have to be great into this. So I share this award with everyone that come to my MAP team, participating in my MAP team, whether you come Zoom, you pass a word and say MAP team having this, MAP team having that. It's all of our award. And I want to thank you on behalf of MAP team, Community Council in Region 7. I'm going to continue to spread the word. And I want to say thank you for this award, Family Allies. And we still going to have a great partnership because that's what we're about. Thank you.
Okay, congratulations, Sheila, and to that whole MAP team. And it was very much like Sheila that she shared the award with everyone. We really appreciate you. We were really fortunate this year because when we thought about all these awards on accountability, we couldn't narrow it down to just one person because there were two reporters who just both did really, really excellent work. And Taylor, who you saw a few minutes ago, was one. And now you will see who won our second award for accountability. Thank you.
Excited to present the Tessie Brunini Schweitzer Award for accountability to my good friend, Steve Wilson. Now, Steve and I share a last name, but we are not related, at least not that we have ever discovered. But I have a profound respect for the work that Steve does in investigative reporting. There aren't a whole lot of investigative reporters left in Mississippi or really around the country. Steve is carrying that mantle very well. And we are particularly excited here at Families as Allies for the work that he is presenting on the Department of Mental Health and the accountability and the research that he has done in reporting mental health related issues throughout our state. Steve began his career actually as a sports writer. He's worked for the Mobile Press Register, the LaGrange Daily News in Georgia, Highlands Today in Florida, and has worked in a few other places around the country. His work has appeared on Fox News, the Huffington Post, the Daily Signal, and we're excited for him to be writing for Mississippi Matters. Families as Allies values accountability in government, and we value the work that news organizations and Steve that you have done in providing open, honest accountability to everyone in government. When we lost our much beloved founder, Tessie Schweitzer, in 2020, we talked to her family about the best way to honor and continue her legacy. We quickly decided that the one thing Tessie would insist on is that we all be accountable for the system of care for children being responsive and family driven. She would be the first to hold us to task if we did not. Tessie was fearless and unrelenting in holding the mental health system accountable. She would be so grateful for your accurate reporting on all of the twists and turns that have occurred in the mental health system and your resolute commitment to transparency and accountability. All of us at Families as Allies are grateful too. Thank you so much, Steve, and congratulations on your award.
Thank you so much. I guess the thing about reporting on this issue is it's personal to me. I have experience with some of my family that have had mental illness, and I know how important it is for them to have proper care. And the thing is, I want people to be able to live in the community and be productive citizens and have that opportunity. And you can't do that when you're in an institution. And the interesting thing about covering this issue is there's a lot of, like you said, there's a lot of twists and turns. There's been a lot of filings. You have to go back. You have to just read through, kind of figure out what the legal arguments are. But to me, it's a This is service. I mean, I served our country, and I believe that I'm serving our community by doing this vital piece of journalism.
Wonderful, Steve. Again, thank you so much for the service that you are doing to the state and to the people who are impacted by the mental health system. We at Families as Allies salute the work you're doing and are proud once again to award you with this year's Tessie Schweitzer Award.
Well, thank you so much. It's an honor that's really beyond words for me.
And congratulations again to Steve. He's done an amazing job. When he says there's been a lot of twists and turns, that's putting it mildly. And he is someone who has been able to sort through those and write in such a way that it makes it understandable for all of us. And we're very grateful for that. So we've looked back on the past year and things that we did that happened during the past year and people who we worked with who helped make all of that work possible. And now we're going to share with you the things that we want to commit to you to work in partnership with all of y'all on in 2022. Now that we've celebrated all of the wonderful things that happened in 2021, we want to share what we're committing to you to do in 2022. And thank you for all of you who gave us feedback on this. And we also thank all of you who we know are going to partner with us to get these things done. In 2022, the first thing we commit to is helping providers across systems use parent-peer support in ways that most benefit families. We're so excited for all of y'all out there who are implementing parent-peer support, who've been doing it for a while. We know different kinds of challenges and questions come up. We want to be here for you to help work through those questions and figure out the best ways to move forward. We're going to offer that help in different ways. We do want to let you know we're going to have regular conversations that you can come to where we share ideas. You can share ideas with each other, get our feedback, and all brainstorm together. And the first one of those is actually this Friday, January 28th. That's on our website, and we look forward to seeing a lot of y'all there. The second thing we commit to is supporting MAP teams and other committees and councils in state and federal law function as intended. It's wonderful that we have all these groups out there working together to make our system of care move in the right direction. But sometimes it can be confusing to know what each of those groups is supposed to do. So we want to serve as a place where you can get information about that, either by talking to us, putting that out on our newsletter, looking through our website, and then that we're attending those meetings and that we're there in a way that supports you and helps that group function in the way it's supposed to. And most importantly, we want to make sure that families understand all those different teams and committees and that they have the support they need to be on the ones they want to and help be at the table to make decisions in partnership with everyone else. We also commit, we talked about wraparound, to making sure in partnership with all of you that wraparound remains family driven, that it is based on what families say is most important to them, and that it's implemented in keeping with state law. And we talked about, we're really lucky. Mississippi has a lot of good things in state law about how our system of care is supposed to function. And one of those is that wraparound should be available to any family whose child has significant mental health challenges. It should be available to them to help them coordinate their services. There should be somebody there for any family who wants it, who helps them find whatever services they want from wherever they want them and helps them put together a plan that includes the people who are important to them that's going to work for their child and family. We just want to make sure that happens the way it's supposed to happen. And also that as it happens, it's in keeping with best practices of what we know works in wraparound. Finally, we commit to strengthening the support for families dealing with school issues, especially related to child find and early intervention. So if your child receives exceptional education services, or you think they need to, they have an IEP, or you think they need one, that you'll be able to know what needs to happen to get those questions answered. And we especially want to look at the idea of child find. And that's the part of the special education law that says school districts are supposed to be actively looking for children that might have disabilities, and then identifying disabilities that affect their learning and identifying those children when they find them. That doesn't always happen. There's a lot of things along the way that serve as glitches. So we want to make sure every family has the information they need to understand that. And also everyone working with families, those wonderful wraparound teams, those MAP teams, those great providers who call us, that they understand all that, so that as they're working with families, they can recognize when that might be an issue, and they too can be connecting families with the local school district to make sure what's supposed to be happening actually is. And we also want to make sure with families and all those other groups that we remain aware that all of those supports are available for children who have disabilities that affect their learning as early as birth, and making sure those early intervention services are available to children and that families know about them. And we really appreciate our partnership with the Mississippi State Department of Health First Steps program and all they do to make that happen, but to make sure we're all supporting them and we're all supporting families too. So those are the things we commit to working on in 2022. And we look forward to accomplishing these goals in partnership with families, in partnership with all of you, and being back here next year to celebrate our progress on what's happened with these goals. Thank you. Okay. We have a few minutes left and a couple more things, but I want to stop and see, what do you all most hope that we accomplish in the next year? So we'll go around and we'll go down across the bottom and back up. So Nikki, what do you most hope we accomplish in this next year? I think you may be on mute.
Okay. I would most like to see us work on what you talked about as far as making sure that we are being as diligent as we possibly can. We're working with families, particularly around child find, because we see so many issues when families do contact the agency, and in my efforts to support families at different times, where there seems to be a good opportunity to identify some of these children really early and get them some of the supports and services they need so that they can be as successful as they possibly can. So I'm looking forward to, in any way possible, that I can support that happening during this next year.
Katie?
I think I just hope for the organization that the word will just continue to spread about the rights parents and families have and the services that are available for them, and so that they don't have to feel hopeless for very long, because they know that there's people out there backing them up fully.
We don't want anyone feeling hopeless. Karina?
I want to see us, with our continued supporting families of children and youth, so they will be feel empowered, so they can be able to advocate for themselves. I want to see us move forward in working with MAP teams on family-driven practice, and also working with MAP teams and other agencies, talking about and understanding parent peer support and how important parent peer support is.
How about you, Jackie?
I'm really excited about continuing the outreach for different MAP teams and different organizations to get the word out about helping and assisting families, because when all the organizations come together to help families in the community in Mississippi, it's like a bunch of puzzle pieces put together to make one beautiful picture.
That's a great description. All right, Henry?
I'm excited about all of those things. And I guess my thing is, how do we do it? And I used to be this guy I hated like YouTube videos and doing videos, but I think a way may be to like do these short videos so that parents and families can just pick up, a 45-second video, and it directs them to all of these things. So that's my hope, is that we do it, that type of method, something that I oppose. Like, I'm not gonna do a YouTube video ever. but there's a special award. Todd, could you come out here and help me out? I need you on from behind the from backstage. I need Todd to help me with this award. It's a special award. There's Todd.
Hey,
Todd.
Sorry.
You know what? This is a special award for a very, very special person that told me, hey, Henry, stop reading your cue cards. You're jumping out of an airplane. You got 5 seconds to tell your story. So tell your story. And I went from this person from being like, you know, I don't like YouTube videos to like actually enjoying videos. And you're the person that would, you know, prompt us, tell me to jump out the airplane and stop reading. And all of a sudden, I just could think of something like, this Todd guy, he helps us tell a story. I never could have told a story like that. But Todd, we would like to present you this award, and I'm gonna read it. You know, you helped me jump out of the airplane and tell a story, and probably the rest of the people on here too. The award in appreciation for your excellent and flexible communication support. Todd, how do I pronounce your last name?
Stauffer.
Stauffer. Okay, I didn't want to mess that up. Presented to Todd Stauffer with grateful appreciation, Families as Allies, 8th Annual Community Partnership Celebration, January 24, 2022. I just appreciate you because of how I've developed because of you, that now I just want to do YouTube videos every day almost. So we present you this award, Todd.
Well, thank you very much. I'm humbled and honored. I'm also very excited that I decided to wear a shirt because I didn't know. I thought I was going to be in the background. So I'm very pleased. I would have liked it if the video had been a little better at the front of the show in order to get this award. But I just want to say about working with Families as Allies, of course, you know, I come at it from a perspective of getting these things communicated, but I don't always know the content ahead of time. And the content and what I've been able to learn about what this organization does over the few years now that I've been able to work with it, it's an extraordinary organization. I'm very pleased in whatever way I can to support this mission and to make sure that the word gets out as much as it possibly does, because you know, there are so many people who really need to know what Families does, but also what Families lifts up, which are a lot of other organizations doing incredibly important work as well. So thank you so much, Henry and Joy, and everybody for even thinking about this. Can I go
Yes.
back now? Okay.
Yes.
Bye.
And you're very welcome, Todd. And that was actually, and I know he's backstage listening to us, that was actually the staff's idea. And I definitely backed them up on it, but I just thought that was wonderful. And just so you know, Henry, Todd and I have been talking, we are going to do more YouTube videos, and it's good that you feel comfortable being in them now because all of you will be starring in them. So that's great. And we definitely want to get more and more information out that way. I just want to mention we're coming to the end of the evening. A couple of things that we have coming up this week that we would love for y'all to join us on. We have our leadership and policy discussion this Wednesday at noon. All of this stuff is on our website and it'll be in our newsletter this week. And then on Friday, there's two very important things. One is we're kicking off our parent peer support conversations, and that's at 10. Any of y'all who supervise parent peer support providers or who think you might want to, or you heard us talk tonight and you're like, what is this thing called parent peer support? Please join us. We want this to be a conversation, and we want to tell you like how we're doing the training, find out what you think, just get your input and really share and start talking about how we can really grow parent peer support in Mississippi. That same day at noon, one of our partners, Mississippi Thrive, and we're helping with this, and so is Mississippi Families for Kids, is releasing some data on early childhood and how the different groups working with early childhood work with each other, which is kind of a very interesting thing to look at. Would love for all of y'all to join us, and especially families, because it'd be very important to hear what you think and how you think these groups working together can best help you. So we hope to see all of y'all at those events, and please check out our website for more events. And the next parent peer support training, for any of you who are parents who might want to go through that, is the last week in March. We would love, love, love for you to join us. And I think with that, I want to say thank you to everyone who joined us. Please continue to be part of us. And we're going to close with some remarks from our board president, George Stewart. And thank y'all for being here tonight, the staff, and for helping and for being so patient through a few little glitches. Okay, thank you.
First of all, I would like to thank everyone for participating in our community partner celebration this evening. My name is George Stewart. I am the board president. And on behalf of the board, I just want to let everyone know that, just kind of remind everyone that our mission is to make sure that families are indeed partners in their children's care. And in order to do that, in order to fulfill our mission, we need the support of you all. We definitely need your financial support. Any amount that you can provide for us to help carry on our mission would be very appreciated. But I want to let you all know what a $1,000 donation could do for our organization. $1,000 pays for parent-to-parent support for one family for 1 year. And helps their children stay in school and parents stay employed. $1,000 also pays for one town hall meeting that can lead to policy changes that help families across the state. And finally, $1,000 pays for training 15 case managers so they can help 150 children do better in school. So as you see, our mission is very, very great, and we hope that you all support us in that mission. Also, at this point, I would like to take the time to recognize two of our board members for their dedicated service to our mission. We want to, as a board, we want to give them an award, what we're calling our Community Service Award, or our Board Service Award. So at this time, I want to recognize Paula Van Every for your service. Thank you so much for all that you have done and what you continue to do for families and children. Also, I want to thank Bill Elam for his support and your service for the board and the things that you have done for your for children as well as families. Thank you all for your support. And from the board, again, from the board, we want to present you both with the Board Service Award. Thank you all for being a part of our community service partnership. Again, we thank you all. We just ask that you all continue to support our mission. And so again, thank you all, and we will see you all again next year. Thank you.